And welcome back to the special rant edition of Dead by Daylight. This is going to go up somewhere in the middle of our regularly scheduled videos. But it's to talk about the new matchmaking system, which is really the old matchmaking system, I guess, thrown back into place. Because as of this morning, when I'm recording rounds today, there was a notification that the new matchmaking system that Behavior had implemented for the game was being disabled due to player feedback. And let's be honest, the new matchmaking system was terrible. I have a whole series and sequence of videos up here on the channel that I've already released, and more to come because I have plenty that are in backlog that I taped that are examples of me playing against survivors that were hopelessly outmatched against me. And that's saying a lot since it's already been established that I'm an okay killer, but anything particularly special. In fact, matchmaking was so terribly broken that I had double pipped so many times, I had gotten all the way up to a rank 3 at one point. A rank 3, there's no way I'm a red rank killer. There's no way I have those type of skills or I play at that level of ability at this point in my Dead by Daylight playing career. So it was an example of how badly designed the system was, and it's a system that Behavior never should have put into place or implemented. But the problem is it's also now going to have some unforeseen complications. So let's think about what we saw. We saw a lot of matches just with myself, and I'm sure from what I've heard from feedback from other people in the community, what I've seen on the message boards, other YouTube and Twitch creators that I watch on a regular basis, said that they were continuously being matched up against people that were in brown ranks, 16 through 20. Well, those people had such miserable experiences, a lot of them who may have been new to the game, may have just uninstalled the game, given up on it, thrown it away, said, you know what, we're not going to play this. This is absolutely no fun. Meanwhile, people like myself weren't necessarily having a ton of fun in those matches either, because we felt like we weren't getting any sort of competition to our level, and those matches aren't fun when that happens in that fashion. And also now the unintended problem is someone like myself who got bumped up to red ranks due to this matchmaking fiasco, well, now that they've gone back to the old system, when I play with someone like the nurse, and as you can see, I'm running one perk with no add-ons. I have one nurse round on my channel because I basically have never really played with her. I've only practiced with her for the most part. That one match on the channel was one of my only like 2 or 3 serious attempts to play a match. When I say serious, it's I'm going to attempt to pull out all the stops and run multiple perks on her, because I can run 4 perks on her, obviously at level 38, but I want to learn her mechanics and just be able to do the basics before I worry about any perks maybe carrying me where I shouldn't be carried. But here's a perfect example. If I was a brand new player with the nurse, and essentially I am, running one perk with a terrible track record, this is the lobby I'm now going to be getting. Red rank players with probably a lot more experience in the game than I do that are going to completely outmatch me. You see a kill here? This is from a Dwight who at the end of the game came up to me and literally, while I was at an exit gate, stood there, let me down him, and let the end game collapse take him right before the match ended. So even he understood that he was facing against a hopelessly overmatched opponent. And much like I gave mercy hatches to a lot of people in my matchmaking games when they were completely overmatched, or at least I tried to, that's what this Dwight did. This rank 2 basically gave me a mercy kill because he felt bad for me, and I appreciate that. But the point is, it shouldn't be this way. The old matchmaking system didn't work well because obviously it creates matches like this. The new matchmaking system drove away how many new players? How many people did it make unhappy? The good players like this, they don't want a game against somebody like myself. They want better competition in theory than they got in me. So for the foreseeable future, I'm going to be matched up against lobbies that are frankly going to be much better than I am. And on killers that I play normally, like Ghostface or Myers or the Pig or the Doctor, people like that, at least those matches will be an opportunity to test myself against better competition and, in theory, make myself a better player. But at the same time, it's not going to give me an opportunity to practice with somebody like the nurse, or at least be able to do it against anybody that's at my comparable level. Killers that I'm somewhat average with, Pyramid Head, is one of those. The Wraith I'm decent with. The Trapper I'm pretty good with when I play him. Those matches, I'm going to end up with lobbies that are going to be filled with players, at least for the time being, that are going to be much, much better than I am. Rank reset's coming. If I stay a purple rank, because I've depipped now like 4 matches in a row this morning, because every match I've played, even the ones I didn't play as the nurse, have been against lobbies like this. But I wanted to test one out with the nurse to see exactly what I might be running up with and see if things were back to normal the way they were before, and obviously they are. What's going to end up happening is that rank reset will throw me back to green ranks if I stay a purple. So maybe I'll be back closer to what my actual level of play is, which will give me an opportunity to continue to hone my skills to get better. But how many other people ranked up higher to a level they shouldn't have because they were facing potato survivors, new survivors, people just putting the game in? How many of those people are now going to be faced for at least the foreseeable future against lobbies that they have no business being in because now they're the ones that are going to be overmatched? Basically, this matchmaking fiasco has made everyone unhappy. It made the newer players unhappy, the lower ranked players, or the higher ranked players, as in the worst survivors and killers, unhappy because it was putting them in matches that against players they didn't have any business being in against. It made the really high ranked players in some cases unhappy because they were getting cakewalks. It made players like myself that were pretty good but not nearly red rank level good. It didn't necessarily make us happy because we were getting matches that weren't really testing us and weren't really making us better as players. It made everyone unhappy, and now even by reverting back to the broken matchmaking system that was in place before, you're still going to have unhappy players. Because like I said, I can't practice now with people like the nurse or newer characters because these are the type of lobbies I'm going to face. The end of this rant is basically the moral of the story, if you will, is Behavior didn't test out this new matchmaking system thoroughly before they implemented it. That caused a ton of problems, and the aftershocks of those problems are still going to be felt, as it's shown right here, are still going to be felt for at least the foreseeable future. And we're not even going to get into, again, how many newer players to the game got chased out of the game because of that fiasco. Sad and unfortunate, but Behavior has shown, at least in my brief period of time playing this game, to do a lot of things that don't seem to be well thought out. And this new matchmaking system apparently was not only one of those, but it's going to have ramifications if it, for at least a little time to come, and almost certainly did in the form of players that had picked up the game during it, maybe never playing it again. Congratulations, guys. That is exactly how you don't do things. Not just in a video game, but in any business. You don't run things out without making sure they're ready to go and tested and working properly. You don't rush things out, but unfortunately in this case, that's exactly what Behavior did. And you've seen the results on the channel already. My guess is we're going to continue to see bad matchmaking in the future, but now it's going to be the other way around, back to the old matchmaking, which wasn't any better to begin with, let's be honest. So anyway, that's that rant, but I wanted to share that as an example of, again, this is how you don't handle things in a video game. We'll see what Behavior does at this point to try to fix their new matchmaking system. Are they going to abandon it? Are they going to try to rework it and then roll it back out again? Hey, a word of advice, guys, if you want to roll it out again, make sure this time it actually works properly. Until the next time, thanks for tuning in. Please hit the like and subscribe button on our channel. Please check us out at Geriatric Gaming 11 over on YouTube, where we stream multiple times during the week. Until the next time, we'll see you in the next Dead by Daylight.